Welcome back to the Berg podcast. Thanks for joining us today. With me today is Ford.
Hey, how's it going?
And Dan.
Hey, everybody.
And we're talking Thanksgiving. I can't believe it's that time of the year. It feels like November really snuck up on us. And Thanksgiving is next week. So being a little proactive here, trying to get this one out early.
We assumed that you wouldn't listen to the podcast on Thanksgiving to hear Happy Thanksgiving.
That's probably a fair assumption. It's probably not high on the priority list for most people Thanksgiving morning to hear what the three of us have to say.
If it is, we'll talk later.
Thanksgiving does feel like it's like late this year.
It is. It's like 3 days before December. It seems like it got pushed back a week or something like that.
Yeah.
That makes it good for Christmas tree shopping though, Ford.
Does it? That's what I was trying to figure out. I was just literally thinking that.
Definitely make it then.
Yeah.
If it fell like a week.
Look, I don't know. If you're watching right now, Ford has just realized that Christmas is coming again and he will have to deal with the tree issue.
Yeah.
Hey, we have this conversation every year in December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas always comes.
It does.
It does. There is no stopping.
Some year the tree won't come. That would be the good thing.
But yeah, it does. It feels late. And I thought you were referencing like the Christmas tree season.
Yeah,
right?
no, that's
so,
what I was referencing.
like,
but then I realized Ford,
it's usually a week earlier, and so like I think they would start selling the live trees. Earlier.
Yeah, I mean we go cut our own tree, but I always worried will it make it to Christmas? So late Thanksgiving, I don't have as big a concern.
Yeah, for sure.
So
you guys usually we're all like. We're not even talking Thanksgiving anymore. We skip
right over it. Maybe we will talk about Thanksgiving next week.
You guys go like weekend after, or like?
I usually go the Black Friday. That's usually what we do with the girls.
Yeah,
we go find a tree.
So we're usually away for Thanksgiving. So we usually go the next weekend. So it actually will be a short. A short.
It's only going to be up for 2 weeks. Is it even worth putting it up at that point?
Wow.
We'll see if Tamara's listening. That's the answer is yes. I'll play Tamara in this role. Yes. It's a shorter time. Maybe we should have more trees.
Oh.
See, if you had more trees, it would make up for the shorter time.
For the duration of the trees. So,
Yeah, we have, I sort of know that it gets to be Thanksgiving by a lot of different things. But one of the funny things that I know happens is one of my neighbors is like Clark Griswold would be an insulting reference to what he does because it is an amazing display with an amazing amount of lights that he does completely by himself. That is a lot of effort.
Yeah.
But I drove by his house the other day and I saw the lift out front and I was like, oh, he's got his rental lift. It's going on. This is going to, soon you're going to see, we're not going to be able to see the stars soon because he blocks out the stars for about a month.
But if your backup generator around, he's going to be like sucking all the juice out of the neighborhood.
Sucking all the juice out of it. But I'm excited for Thanksgiving. It is one of my favorite holidays because it's not about presents. It's not about any ancillary thing. It's just about being thankful for how fortunate we are.
Well, and celebrating like togetherness, right? I mean, like for at least for us. I mean, I'm sure it's different for a lot of folks, but like the way we do Thanksgiving is we travel to spend time with Allison's family, and it's like the only time of the year really we get those like 3-4 days in a row where we're with them. So it's for us it's about that togetherness. I know.
Yeah, we don't stretch it to 3 or 4 days, but we get we usually get together with our family, and then afterwards I'm going to Jersey on Saturday to my cousin's house. And my 2 youngest cousins both got engaged in the last 3 months. So
that's exciting.
On a separate note, it's going to be the girls are picturing a raging just wedding season coming for them. They're really excited about it. They have many requests, unlimited Shirley Temples at both open bars. They want those ice cubes that light up. I don't know if you've seen them yet, but they have these light up ice cubes, unlimited of those. We already have about 30 from the last wedding they were at. They are real excited about the idea of multiple weddings next year for them. So they also believe they're in the weddings. I don't know if they are or aren't, but they can't see any way that they're not. They're like, they look at themselves. They're like, I mean, we obviously have to be in the wedding. It's
right.
Who would not have us in a wedding? So it's going to be neat because we're going to get to see my family and then also my cousins in from Charlotte, and so it's going to be fun to get together with my whole family. And then the week before, actually, when we had my birthday over the summer, that weekend, it was supposed to rain or something, right? It was supposed to be a miserable weekend, and it was a party down the shore, so we canceled it. A few people came. Ford was there, and so Aaron decided we would have a party in November once we weren't possibly.
This is like the 6-month birthday scenario, like
so
half a birthday.
It is ironically the week before my sister's birthday, so I said, "How about we just make it my sister and I, and we can have a party and everybody can come over." So realistically, we are going to have like 3 big family get-togethers in like 14 days, so that'll be fun. Because when you put my whole family together, it turns into a thing. My mom actually wanted me to ask you if I could borrow your speaker and microphone. Okay. Because she believed my cousin is pretty gifted musically, one of them. And so he was going to bring his guitar and he'll play songs for the kids or whatever. Sure. But she's picturing like a full-on sort of karaoke concert with the kids. And I was like, well, we have like a little karaoke machine. She said, that little plastic thing? I was like, but they don't need to be any louder. Like, I'm fine if they can have a fake microphone. Like if you could put them in the bathroom and let them sing there, that would be best. Yeah. You just close the door and I don't have to hear it. So this would be Ford's nightmare here, to have to be part of children's karaoke.
We always do.
I might have you come just for that reason. Let Savannah go at
it. I think my schedule's full.
I didn't tell you what day it was yet.
All days.
We have the past couple of years we've actually done karaoke as well. For the younger kids, and it's like it's got like a real finite window of like the period of time where it can be enjoyable. And it always exceeds that. Always
2 songs too many.
Yeah. So it's and my mother-in-law and her sister, they do like I don't know why
they have a duet.
No, they don't. But they like everything has to be there has to be like prizes or giveaways.
Okay.
For everything
at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, for everything.
Oh man, this is interesting.
Yeah, and so we're kind of always like, end up with a lot of little tchotchkes and things like that we didn't necessarily need either.
We're talking karaoke now, not Thanksgiving, but it's the other thing.
This is on Thanksgiving though.
We are. It's what's happened to me lately is I have 3 girls and we're driving to soccer, which could mean that I have 3 more girls at any point, right? Like, because you're helping, you're carpooling. And as soon as they get in, they want Taylor Swift or Charlotte's playlist, which is Club Charlotte. And then it turned my vehicle turns into karaoke. And the other day we were driving back and I forget which Taylor Swift song it was, but I said a line of Taylor Swift. Like it was the one where she says, I forget what it is, but she speaks a line. And I said it and Aaron's like, that's really where you are. And I was like, I literally hear Taylor Swift like probably 7 hours a week between them with their Alexas and their speakers and their car, just all Taylor Swift. So it's a lot. It's a lot with the Taylor Swift, but I thought about that because it's like a car karaoke. When you drive around with like 4 or 5 kids that are like, 8 to 12 years old and they think they sound just like Taylor Swift.
Well, keep practicing.
Somewhere else.
They say practice makes perfect, but really practice just makes better. But depending on your starting point, better might not be enough.
Well, I think isn't there like a more acute version of that where it says like perfect practice makes perfect? Or yeah. I think you have to start.
You have to
in a place that gets you the results you want, as opposed to just doing something.
Just screaming.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Just wail out.
So what are you doing for Thanksgiving? You go away for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Do you guys go north?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. You go north, we go west, and everyone comes to you.
Everybody comes to me.
Yeah.
Then you go east.
And then I go east.
Usually
that's what I do. I have everybody come to me, and then I end up going somewhere to Jersey.
Like over their days?
Over
like
the weekend, Saturday I do it.
Okay. So your house for Thanksgiving and then east to...
That's sort of the way, just being that we're at a distance that's far enough that it makes it difficult, especially coming from New Jersey to Pennsylvania, because that's apparently like uphill against the wind and into conditions that you wouldn't want to do. But going to New Jersey, that's very easy.
A river that's impassable.
It's going to New Jersey is easy. But we do it, and then in Christmas we reverse that. So in Christmas, I spend Christmas Eve in Jersey, as crazy as that is, and then try and leave it a mildly reasonable hour, come back and deal with Christmas, and then Christmas I won't leave my house.
Yeah.
So and then the weekend after Christmas, we usually have a party where people come to our house from Aaron's side of the family.
Nice. Yeah, we actually I was thinking like you guys have any Thanksgiving traditions, like stuff that you like do every year Thanksgiving? I mean, besides like turkey, come on. I think turkey's a tradition for all of us. Right?
It's really funny. So my brother-in-law, the house that we go to, he is the most traditionalist person you've ever met. Like, you can't add a new dish. Like, we're not just saying having turkey, but you can't add a new dish. There has to be specific dishes. And like, so one year we tried something new and it was like the world was going to end. And so it's kind of funny because like, whatever, like sometimes you try and add a little, maybe add a little Italian or a little something into it. And like, just that's a no-go. So it's very specific. Everything has to be done exactly the same way. It's almost like a superstition. It's kind of humorous because it's like, I mean, basically all you got is like, was the stuffing dry this time? I mean, that's like your only meter of an interesting conversation because there is no variance allowed in the
in what's
like if you want to try a new dish, you have to like send it in 3 years ahead, pre-approval, test dish to make sure it's meets the appropriate spots.
Got to do some sampling on some non-Thanksgiving weekends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I mean the only traditions that we really have that's just kind of a humorous because it's not really a tradition, but it is that is they spend a lot of time planning for the meal. And always on Thanksgiving morning, they have forgotten something.
Oh.
So brother-in-law and I always get to get out of the house for a little bit and have to run to some grocery store that might still be open on Thanksgiving morning. And then you have two guys walking around a grocery store trying to find this one specific item that we have no idea what aisle it's in. We're just like, basically go around the whole store. By the time it's done, we get hopefully the right item and go back with it. But it's literally like, we just know about 10 a.m.
You forgot cranberry too.
Yeah, exactly. 10 a.m. on Thursday morning, we're usually in some grocery store trying to find this miscellaneous item that somehow we do the same thing every year. And yet there's always something that's missing. And if there's not, maybe we'll just start hiding things so we can still make this trip because it kind of gets us out of the house.
Gets you out of everything else that's going on.
It's like, excuse me. It's like, we'll be back. Wait, I thought the grocery store was only like, I had to run to Dunkin' Donuts, get a little coffee, had to do this. We'll be back in time for 4 for dinner. Otherwise, we're going to be going all day.
Nice.
Yeah, so we used to, growing up, once we started to play football, we always were playing football on Thanksgiving, in high school, in which with my siblings, my brothers spaced the way we are. That was like 8 and then probably 12 years. So you think from the time I'm probably 14 until I'm 26 that every Thanksgiving we would be at a football game, at a high school football game. So we lost that, and then we played football for a while longer. We would get all of our friends together and play football. Now with the girls, I don't do that, but we started trying to play soccer. That we'd go to like a field by my house with them and maybe my nieces if they're there, like who's there.
Sure.
And just try and do that. Just try and be active. I think it came out of us playing football, but then it also came out of you're going to eat a lot of food. But having a lot of people at my house, that makes Erin a little uneasy if I try and have her leave. So we'll see if we can stick to it. But that would be what I would try and do, is just try and do something active. I mean, it could be something else, a bike ride or whatever. But that's sort of our MO, is we try and do something active.
Nice.
So how about you? Other than karaoke with prizes.
Karaoke with prizes. Yep. That's become a tradition. And oddly, so every year, the day after Thanksgiving, we kind of do what we call the cousins night out. So Allie, her brothers, her cousin whose family comes in from Indianapolis, like we all kind of go out and do something. And last year we went out and did karaoke. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Was it better than the kids karaoke?
It was kind of fun. It was a cool concept. I've never seen this before, where you actually it was a restaurant bar, but they had like basically private rooms. So it wasn't like the whole restaurant and you got to get up in front of everybody if you want to participate. It was like, there's like 12 of us maybe. And so we had like our own room with our own karaoke set up, and like the waitress would come in and out and get you food or drinks or whatever you needed. So that was actually a lot of fun because it was karaoke, and you also like
karaoke without the embarrassment.
You didn't care because everyone else, you already knew everybody, right? But no, our traditions always involve food. So we've done the same thing for quite a few years. So we stay with some close friends, and there's always like the whole, we're going to 2 different places, so we're helping them prep for their meal the night before, and the couple that we stay with, the guy, he like loves on Thanksgiving morning to make a big breakfast. And I'm like,
so you're going for the 2-meal day, because usually kind of like Thanksgiving, it's kind of you just kind of munch around and saving up for the dinner time.
So it's like it's like the meal prep has already started. And because of that, there's always breakfast meats and eggs and whatever else. And so it does feel like we need, we're trying to find food separation. We're trying to like big meal, a little bit of a gap, big meal. So just like consistency, I would say, is the tradition there, and doing similar things. But yeah, always going to spend time with Allison's family, and staying with close friends of ours, which is always fun. So.
And I guess I requalify that the other thing we always do is since we've had kids, we always get the Christmas tree the Friday after Thanksgiving, with the exception of when we went with you a couple times early on.
Yeah, we're usually the next weekend because of travel. So we'll see what that looks like this year. But yeah.
You got one in the rainstorm. That was a good time. That always makes it fun. But the other thing that we always do, which is kind of interesting, is that the night before we have like meats and cheese. Like we get up there late on Wednesday, meats and cheeses. Like just like a charcuterie tray, big old thing, and eat there. And then they do their prep or whatever it is. But the funny thing I find now with like Thanksgiving meal is that some of the products you can have anytime.
Sure.
So now I don't eat as much, but I just go for the specific things that are so seasonal related. It's like I can have mashed potatoes anytime, whatever. Like, but I'm not gonna have sweet potato pie or whatever these like unique things that you're only gonna have. So I'm gonna eat just the specific things. And we're like, you didn't take any turkey. I'm like, I can get a turkey sandwich at the deli. Like that's not gonna be. So I'm gonna try and find like, if I'm going to eat certain things, it's going to be specific things that are just related to seasonal meals, basically.
Yeah. Erin could make it any time, but for health reasons, we can't. Erin makes cornbread souffle. And she makes it every year on Thanksgiving, and it's like cornbread, but with a lot of bacon, and it's like cooked in the bacon. It's so good, but it's you can feel like Donaldson gets upset just at the, like he probably feels me eat that and be like, oh, this guy.
So he'll make sure your blood draw is before Thanksgiving, not after.
Before Thanksgiving, but after Halloween, also short-sighted. I have a feeling my sugar will be a bit up.
Well, we need to look at the schedules here. We got to plan a little bit better for that.
I can tell him that. So mine's always like the week after Thanksgiving, right? And I'm like, this is just I'm doomed, right? Like I'm destined to fail. Like I'm not going to abstain. It just isn't. But it
practical, sets you up great for the spring, Bri.
Yeah,
it
usually does. Yes.
Yeah, it looks like you did really well. You sabotaged yourself.
Yeah, it does. No, I know exactly what you're saying though, and we have like a weird one. It's not. I shouldn't say it's weird. It's not weird at all. It's like a broccoli like casserole of some sort. But we only ever have it at Thanksgiving. It's not a Thanksgiving, I don't think, food, but
that part of the family brings that item, and that's the other thing too. Is that like so with going up there, it fluctuates who's there.
Sure.
But the interesting thing is there's like the two cooks that cook most of the stuff, but like who comes, and then that kind of can bring in some variant items because then like, okay, Aunt Sally showed up, and so she's going to bring some unique item that isn't allowed on the main table because it wasn't approved. But you might be able to eat it out in the kitchen or something like that.
Pretzel salad. We only do that usually. Those types of
so it's
events,
like, okay, the regular items,
which is 100% a dessert. that if you call it a salad, you're allowed to eat it like before your meal or during your meal, but 100% a dessert.
You know what is not at all Thanksgiving related, but I saw it at a bunch of the girls' like soccer parties. Was they had like, I forget what they called this candy salad, but it was like every sugary candy, not candy bars, but like think like,
like Werther's, like those type of things.
No,
like gummy bears,
like
and
gummy
like
bears,
Nerds
Swedish
and,
fish, Nerds, all this stuff. And the girls would just like grab a huge hand. I'm like, this is going to end in disaster. Like who thought this was a good idea? Like it's fine as they're staying at your house, but I don't want to take my kid back like that. Like, they're going to explode.
Yeah.
Especially, my girls don't even know what some of the candies are. So they've been kept from those.
Yeah, for sure. So
I don't know. That's
Thanksgiving.
That's Thanksgiving, I guess.
Yeah. And it's a good
I'm
season.
going to eat turkey personally, Brian. I don't know about Ford, but I still enjoy turkey. So.
Wait,
white meat though. Ford, what are you? Let's. There's a. I always
wait. That was a weird thing to say. Do you not eat turkey anymore?
No, but he just said he's gonna eat only the special things. He can have mashed potatoes and turkey anytime he wants.
Yeah, I got it.
He can get that at a deli stand, right?
But I was like, wait, did I miss this?
No,
another problem is that.
Oh boy,
turkeys sometimes can be temperamental cooking them.
Yeah, that is true.
And I sometimes don't mind leaving my turkey cooking to professionals.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You know who does a really good job with cooking a turkey, but he travels too often because he's double income, no kid. My brother and he like takes it.
Does he do
to
the deep fry?
Like and next level. He's like double deep frying with it. Like he'll stuff other stuff in it. I don't like the turducken duck, but he'll do that.
The turducken.
He does that, or he does. He had some new other thing where and he's got the injection things where he's injecting. It's not even turkey at this point. This is like
flavored pork loin or something. Yeah. But no, I mean like we cook it. They get the right poundage. They have the right amount of time.
Yeah.
And one year it comes out a little over, and the next year you're like cutting pieces off because it did. Like it's a weird thing how it.
The consistency of cooking something, a chunk of meat that big without
with a cavity in it, like it just makes it. And then if they're going to put stuffing in it or not, and it's just it gets a lot of tricks to it.
We have the fryer, and I have fried it, and it's really good.
It's good.
But we have like a pretty nice convection oven.
Okay.
And we don't use convection for anything because Aaron doesn't want to. But I cook the turkey and so I use the convection, and I feel like it's come out pretty close to perfect every time because there's no stuffing in it. And so now it's like there is no inconsistency. Like I know how many people are going to be at my house. This is going to be like a 25, 26 pound turkey.
It's a big bird.
It's a big turkey. There's nothing else in that oven.
Yeah.
There's no stuffing in it. So now I've like limited the variables. So I use the meat probe on the convection. So it is the temperature it's supposed to be. And like once that's out of the oven, we're eating. Like I'm not playing around because that's the other problem is like people are like, well, the other things aren't ready. I was like, well, that's.
I guess if you have the luxury of dictating that, then that might be part of it. I think
because they try and keep it like if you try and keep it warm, you dry it out fast.
Well, in like so many situations, I'm just thinking about my sister-in-law, and like she does a fantastic job. We have dinner at her house, and I think she spends like days getting ready. I know my mother-in-law goes over. They do all the prep the day before, but like Terry and my brother-in-law Drew, who hosts, they do just a fantastic job, truthfully. But I know a big part of it is like what else has to go in and out of the oven, what else needs to be heated up. Like it's like a game of Tetris with the timing.
Yep.
So I guess if you did have the luxury of like it's the only thing in the oven, no one's going to touch it. Like I treat like the smoker that way.
Yep.
Like I feel like it's relatively easy to smoke something and have it come out good because if it's the only thing in there and I know it's going to take like 8 hours or whatever, I'm not going to touch it. Like the probe's there. Mm-hmm. I don't open it. Nothing. And I
want to qualify this.
Sure.
That Aaron does everything leading up to me like putting whatever I'm going to put on the turkey.
I don't know. I thought I heard Dan saying he takes responsibility.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I will season the turkey. I'll do that whole piece. But like Erin has cooked everything else.
Yeah.
And then she gets the bottom oven.
Okay.
Or I give her the top oven. I think she usually uses the top. It's a dual oven.
Okay.
And then she has one of those, crock pot cooking something, and then the stove.
The roasters.
And
we've used roasters in the oven, but that's she said the stuff coming in now.
Yeah.
Their sister
and that hot plate thing that has that can like hold the veg. So she's got
pieces.
like multiple things that she's doing because she knows like this because it was actually Aaron who came up with the thing. Like so many times it's the sides.
Yeah.
That decide when you eat because you're trying to do this dance after you already cooked the turkey and now the turkey's dry. And so she beats me with the sides, and then we're literally just trying to keep the sides warm, waiting for the turkey.
Yeah. I do have to say too, my brother-in-law Drew makes the best old fashioned I've ever had.
Okay.
Any restaurant
makes all turkey better.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, well, if turkey's not ready, I got to have a second old fashioned.
I thought you were going to go with cranberry sauce because that's the other thing is that
that's
Aaron,
always like a mixed bag.
Aaron makes her own cranberry sauce, and I don't really like the texture of like. I like out of the can with this.
Yes, you got to see the ribs in it. If it doesn't have the ribs in it, I'm not eating. You're trying to like cut the can because you want to make sure you have the ribs.
It's got to be perfect.
No, Terry makes one that is like exactly what probably Aaron would do. And
it's delicious. I just don't want it.
Super good. And then my kids are all like, "But where's the jelly?"
If you don't see the ribs in that cranberry sauce, I don't.
Well, when you were talking about like the rotation, I think that might be part of the issue. But I remember my brother-in-law's sister used to live down the street, and we were literally in the car driving side dishes back and forth to try and use another oven because like you just don't on a daily, weekly basis, you don't need this much space to keep everything cooking at the same time. And so it becomes a roulette of like who's getting the last in, so theirs is warm and the other person's stuff's cold because they brought it, and it just becomes a
or the crazy
challenge.
quirk is if someone brings a dessert that's got to be hot.
Yes.
They're trying to warm up a dessert while dinner's still being made, and it's like, oh my gosh, that you just
pass.
Well, that's
Yeah.
you
We're
know,
gonna eat that frozen.
last year, and I remember this happening. Like I said, cornbread souffle is my favorite thing to have because we don't normally have it, and it like it was like the Survivor show, like it lost. Like I don't know why it ended up not in the oven, but it takes a little while and ended up not in the oven, and it wasn't done. And I was like, Aaron and I were like, well, we're eating. Like that was an extra. We had plenty of sides, and then at the end, then it became my sister-in-law Tracy calls it recreational eating. Right when you go beyond, you're not actually eating because you're hungry or need to eat. Now it's just recreational.
there's food there.
There's just food
Maybe
there.
you haven't even had
And
it
like,
yet.
I had already eaten too much turkey and mashed potatoes and all the other sides. And then Aaron pulls out the cornbread souffle, and I was like, "Well, this is going down. Like it's I'll
happening.
run more tomorrow because I'm eating that. I've been waiting 6 months to eat that cornbread souffle. That's happening now. I don't care that I already ate dinner. So
That's great. So,
but yeah, so that's how it runs for us. I don't know. Turkey is the driver.
turkey, I get and the light meat, dark meat.
I like white meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the dark meat.
Yeah,
Maybe
I was always probably on the white meat side. And then because we've had some challenges, dark meat just is a little bit more moist. And
the
so
extra fat. It kind of
I
just
kind of
holds
gone to
the
that side because that's a little bit more
moisture
consistent, whereas the dry white
So
meat
this is
can be
going long
wrong.
here, but how about the legs? Now we
Yeah.
are actually talking.
Okay.
Because the girls, there's 3 girls and there's only 2 legs.
Oh,
And so
And they
You
all
gotta get
want
one of
it?
those, just the old Madden ones with like the
Madden
12
ones
legs
with,
on there.
pin some extra legs on there. Like, oh yeah.
legs on the front and the back.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, the girls fight over it. And I'm like, you're never even going to eat it. And then Mara will eat it's amazing to watch her do it. Eat that whole turkey leg. So that's a big piece of
They're
meat.
big, especially on
On a 26 pound. It takes a pretty big leg to hold up a 26
Feels
pound
you're at
turkey.
the Renaissance fair with the breaking out the turkey drums.
Right.
We don't even want to get into it. We both,
I mean, well, sometimes the leg, dark meat is, dark meat and the leg sometimes go together. So depends kind of on the cut, but yeah, I'll do leg, but
Like I don't think we bring the legs out. I think it's just all cut off, so it's all just on a plate. I don't think
so ours comes out like the whole. I cut
it's
it.
all like
Just chopped
sliced
up.
down or
Yeah.
whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right,
I think we covered it.
I do. I
Maybe.
feel like we've covered it. I know we all get like a little bit of a practice Thanksgiving, right? We're going to do the Friendsgiving, but here at the office. So the practice round of Thanksgiving is coming up.
Mom
here.
will be cooking the turkey over there.
Yep. And that's the whole thing, right? The oven being in the other building.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So no,
All right.
that's a good place to stop because
I don't know how much more deeper we can get into
We're-
Thanksgiving than that.
well, we're approaching
We usually do the
lunchtime.
thankful part, and this is
I
a
am
whole
getting
different
pretty
one,
hungry
so-
right now.
And I
Yeah, we
might-
didn't even.
yeah.
Maybe next week. We had talked about what we'll do for
Yeah.
actually Thanksgiving. Maybe next week we could do the normal Thanksgiving when we just talk about what we're thankful for and appreciating
I
everything.
like that. That's a good idea. Yeah. You guys want to go get gobblers?
I need to eat something. I'm real hungry right now.
Looks like
that
my second
souffle?
gobbler ever. Yeah. Maybe I'll do a bowl this time.
There you go.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you got something from this, and we hope you come back for another episode.